You energetically make yourself weaker because if you knew you would absolutely succeed in this, the dream body is not happening as fast as I want, because that is the how of manifesting anything you desire. Because my current self got a little bit terrorized. My powerful one, hello. Now, I'm sure you are very much aware of this equation. If you want to manifest something, you've got to be in energetic alignment with it. And you've got to take aligned action. If you want to manifest the next level of your business, you've got to be in energetic alignment with it. And you've got to take aligned action. If you want to manifest a beautiful house, you've got to be energetically aligned with it and take aligned action, etc., etc., etc. The trouble is, for very many talented women and manifestors, alignment means something that it's not. And it keeps them in this loop of trying to create energetic alignment, yet not succeeding, therefore stagnating in terms of those creations. The business is the same no matter what I do or no matter how much energetic work I do. The dream house, the dream holiday, the dream partner, the dream body is not happening as fast as I want because we misunderstand what energetic alignment actually is and how to create it. And therefore, today, in this video, I would like to invite you to look a little bit deeper into what energetic alignment actually means, so you're more empowered to create it and therefore super accelerate creating and manifesting that which you want and embodying and becoming the woman, creator, manifester, and change maker that you're meant to be, okay? So the biggest misunderstanding about alignment and what it actually means is that we've been taught in this personal development industry again and again and again that alignment is equivalent to ease and feeling good. And therefore, you hear many women, maybe it's you, your mind is saying, I'm not going to take that action because I'm not aligned with it yet. Or I've got to do work which makes me aligned with this. Whereas in natural fact, alignment, energetic alignment, at times feels nothing like ease. Alignment and energetic alignment can feel like deep discomfort. It can feel like, at times, overwhelming sadness. It can feel like sometimes as a little bit of pressure, being in a pressure cooker. It can feel like some negative things coming up or manifesting in our reality. Isn't that crazy? Why? Because I want you to think about those two aspects of yourself that I keep blabbing about, and that is your current self, if you like, your lower mind or your physical mind, that which you're simply used to. This includes your current circumstances, current amount of clients you serve, quality of clients you serve, bank account, etc., etc. That's the current self. Then I want you to think about your higher self, or the version of you that you're meant to be, that which you want to manifest. This includes your desires. This includes your vision, your potential. This is your soul essence, higher mind, if you wish. Sometimes we call it our future self. Now, when we move in day-to-day life, and when I say move, I mean move the thoughts when we're thinking, when we're feeling, when we make choices, when we take action, we're always aligned with one of these two things. We're either aligned with our current self, or we're aligned with our higher self, with our soul. And from here, of course, the definition of alignment is really simple. What true alignment is when you move in direction, in alignment with your higher self. However, that also means that you've got to move in misalignment with the current self. And that is when it becomes a little bit tricky and misunderstood. So let me give you one example from my own life, just one. I'll take you some years back when I didn't run multiple seven figures a year, beautiful business, when I didn't have a beautiful environment around me, when I didn't have a beautiful team and amazing clients from all around the world. That was still at works, that was still in a process of me visioning it and desiring to become that woman, manifesting it, if you like. And as part of that, I had this vision on my mind that I will run these beautiful, luxurious in-person events with the changemakers and women entrepreneurs that are deeply empowering, deeply nourishing, and simply open up possibilities for women that they didn't know they had. And I remember when I became ready to claim this, as in I no longer wanted to wait for this reality. I wanted to actually organize such event. And so the idea popped into my mind like, wow, I want to create this incredible event. And at the time, it was a 3-day event for 100 women in a beautiful, luxurious environment. And that, of course, idea was very much aligned with my higher self, my future version of self. It represented the woman I was becoming. And immediately, as that idea popped to my mind as let's do it, I started to make it smaller because my current self got a little bit terrorized. And what I thought is, well, maybe I'm not ready for it. But what I could do is to book a much nicer venue that I'm used to, like luxurious venue, for one day and for, let's say, 30 or 40 clients. So smaller, smaller time, smaller. So it wouldn't be a full version of it, but surely better than nothing. And I remember my coach at the time when I was brought this dilemma, I don't know what to do because I want to really, it's part of my vision. I know it's super aligned to run these events, but it's like so big in my mind. And so maybe I want to run this smaller one-day event. And she asked me, Lenka, if you knew you would absolutely succeed in this, it would be absolute success, what would you actually desire? What is that fullness of it? And I said, well, it's without a question, the big event. And she goes, well, you got your answer there. And then what I did is I went and looked for the venue and then I dreamed it up how it's supposed to look like. And I found out, or I calculated, that a full shebang to organize event like that would be somewhere in a region of £50,000 or maybe $60,000-$70,000. And to me, it was like huge. But there I had a choice. Am I going to organize, to offer to my clients, to make a choice that is going to be much closer to my current self? I mean, one-day event, I've done that before. Okay, hire a little bit more luxurious venue, great, but it would be same old, same old. Or am I going to really lean in and step? Am I going to make a choice that is misaligned with my current self, because my current self is a little bit terrorized in this idea, but is really represents that which I want. So in that choice, I decided to sign that contract. It was terrorizing. So at that point, yes, I made aligned choice. I took aligned action, which actually terrorized my current self. I shocked a little human. And yes, one could argue that was too big of a step to make. But I tell you what, the following months were not comfortable because it was a real shock to a human system. But over time, by the time it came to the event, not only it was a huge success, but it put me in completely different level, awareness wise, branding wise, positioning wise, confidence wise. And I never could unbecome the woman who cannot do things like this. So it was a huge success, but that process of alignment, that energetic alignment, did not feel easy. You see, and these are the type of choices we make every single day, big and small. Everything, the way we think and the way we make those choices and decisions is always aligned with one of these two, with my current self or with my higher self. So you start creating greater and greater energetic alignment when you lean in more and more towards your higher self. That is the true alignment. It doesn't matter how it feels. Now, of course, we can make it feel easier. We can make it feel better. But please, 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 open yourself to this idea, that this idea of uncomfortableness in exchange for actually making aligned decision is actually sacred. It's nothing bad, because I know we've had drummed into our heads that don't take, if you don't feel completely aligned with it, don't take that action yet. And this is how we're slowing ourselves down. If you sit on something that you know it's aligned for you, whatever choice is it that you're making, if you're feeling it's aligned, but you're sitting on it, because you've got to make yourself energetically aligned. You say to yourself, I've got to feel better about myself. Sometimes you're sitting on it for months. In those 2 months, it's to the universe within you. It's like 1,000 years, 1,000 years. And every time you postpone that aligned action, whatever it might be, it's not only about moving yourself or postponing the manifestation by that day or by that week or by that month. You energetically shrink. You energetically make yourself weaker, because no, I didn't lean into alignment. I didn't welcome that higher version of me. I stayed here and made myself smaller. So next time when something pulls you in, when you know you're making that decision, it's going to be harder. So I want you to start appreciating those internal pulls and those ideas that come from your higher self that will create perhaps that moment of uncomfortableness. Sometimes it's gentle uncomfortableness. Sometimes it's much greater. But these moments are freaking precious. So take them like that. Now, to make them easier on our human system, to take that aligned action and become a perfect energetic match more and more to that version of you that you are becoming, so one thing I would suggest is make that which you want to manifest super familiar. It's just a function of a human mind. The human mind tends to move forward in direction of what is familiar and resist that which is unfamiliar. So let's say you want to buy a new car. This is the easy example. So if you hold it just as a concept in your mind and you never draw this kind of car, it's like above whatever you can currently afford, let's say, but it's a perfect representation of who you are or who you're meant to be. So don't hold it just like a concept in your mind, because it's still unfamiliar. I desire it. It's over there somewhere. Make that manifestation, make that vision, make that frequency as familiar to you as possible. So what it may mean is, for instance, you spend 10 minutes a day or so with talking to this idea. In imagination, you imagine driving that car. You research about that car or potential cars. You put some money aside for that car, no matter how little it is. You go and test drive that car. You get familiar. How is it sitting and feeling in that car? And you take it that's, okay, this is it. It's manifesting. So you make it more and more familiar in more and more tangible ways. And this applies to absolutely everything. Then you watch out for those internal pulls that will take you in direction of manifesting and embodying that version of you. I'll give you another example, and then you're going to watch out whether it's pull or resistance. So I'll give you another example. At one point, I felt like a pull towards hiring for 3 days a very expensive property in central London for me and a few of my girlfriends for a weekend. And it was when I saw that property, it really truly carried the frequency of then my future self. It was like, whew, my heart expanded. I was looking for a property basically to stay for a few nights with my girlfriends for a getaway. And I incidentally stumbled across this property, and it was just magnificent. And my current self would never book something like it, but the pull was there. And that pull is very, very important because it's not like, oh, I have to book that property. I have to do it. I must do it so I can get something for it in exchange of it. It was not that. It's that pull was simply created by coming across opportunity or thing or a strategy, business strategy, or a coach, anything that it creates that pull, that it represents, it holds the energy of that which you're becoming. So for me, that property carried the frequency, was perfect energetic match to the woman that I was becoming. But at the same time, my current self was like, yeah, that's definitely pull. So there's definitely, it would be aligned action to book that property, but it's in 5 figures. Investment is in 5 figures for a few nights stay, and it's actually nothing to do with business. It's getaway. And how can I justify it? How can I justify spending this on me and my girlfriends to stay at this property? So you see, again, there was genuine pull towards something that carried that frequency, but also misalignment with my current self. And that's the point. This is a true alignment when we on this crossroad are not going to, okay, I'm not ready for it. I'll do something smaller, or I'll work on myself until I become aligned with something of this. No. I paused and I realized, you know what? There's a genuine pull. This is definitely aligned action. And yes, my current self is uncomfortable for it because I'm not yet physically that woman who would spend with love, even on personally, just for fun, to be in property like this. So I'm going to do it. And I did it, again, with uncomfortableness in my heart. But guess what? Out of there, it like results, if you like. I didn't expect anything out of it, as I need to make this money back in X amount of time. No. That would be doing it from a place of resistance. And that's not alignment. But from place of alignment, it's leaning in, even with that uncomfortableness, questioning the talk and the dialogue of a current self, of a mind, how it wants to talk me out of it. What would my future self or the true version of myself would say to this, and leaning in direction of it. So the results didn't come immediately, but you know what? We had the most magnificent time in that environment. I physically put myself somewhere where that truly represented that next level of everything. I was there for a few days, few nights, and really felt what it's like to have that space, that art, that luxury around me, that we made ourselves comfortable in that frequency, and it had amazing effects. So next time to lean into something like that wasn't nearly as challenging as the first time, and it's almost like miraculously I started to attract more clients, I started to make more money, etc., to accommodate the new standards, the new vibration that I pulled in, you see? So that I manifested this kind of the next level of abundance and impact, and me through leaning in into the symbolism of what carried that frequency. That's energetic alignment. you will have plenty of opportunities that will help you to create deeper and deeper level of energetic alignment. But please be mindful of what your current self is saying. And do not get stuck in a month or even weeks of, oh, I'm going to get aligned. When I'm aligned or when something happens, then I'm going to take this action. Then I'm going to lean in. This is your opportunity to embody that future self, to create a deeper levels of energetic alignment. And it's by law that you will be rewarded for it. Sometimes not in the most straightforward way, sometimes not in the most comfortable way, but that is the how of manifesting anything you desire. And one other thing I wanted to mention here is that when you now really take a little bit deeper look of what alignment is and make a conscious choice to make more choices that are in alignment with that version of you you're becoming, and maybe even be in misalignment with your current self, sometimes what it manifests itself like is that new awareness that you get will cause for some of your shadows and unalchemized, unresolved, energetic knots and patterns that are not serving you anymore to come up. So, for instance, clients that are stepping into working with me because they're really activated that higher version and they made that choice and then lean in, they put themselves essentially in the environment that holds it, working together in this container or that container. Oftentimes what happens, the awareness immediately grows is what doesn't belong in this frequency. So for instance, they become aware that they have got this pattern in their business, that they're, undercharged, that they're running some programs or the way they serve that is misaligned, that they have got this pattern that is not serving them or that pattern that is serving them. Or stuff will come up from past that is ready for resolution and will come up. So you see, what they're creating with this new level of awareness, with this is, we can say, shift that it's coming up, greater alignment, but it may not feel like alignment at all. It may feel like sadness. It may feel like, oh my God, I've got this button, this is not working, this is not working, this I've got to let go of, it may feel like, my goodness, it may not feel nice at all. Old emotions can come up, or old past events may come up. And it may even create, if you're not careful with this, more out of alignment than closer to it. So this is, I always say to my clients, if you get this greater level of awareness, which may not even feel good, you are more energetically aligned than before. You see, that awareness is powerful aspect of change and becoming and manifesting. Without awareness, you can't do anything. So if you become aware of this, and that, even though then this, and that may be negative, it doesn't mean that, just the fact that you currently feel negative emotion because of it, that you're less aligned. No, you're not manifesting your feelings. You're manifesting your identity, you see? So I'm saying this because I don't want you to, again, erroneously think that energetic alignment, when you are not feeling good, that you're out of energetic alignment. No, you sometimes are not feeling good and you're in bigger energetic alignment than ever before because your awareness grows, because you're making choices that are in alignment with your higher self, you see? So this is what I'll invite you to contemplate on a little bit more today, and ask yourself then, how familiar is it to me, the next version of me, that which I desire to manifest? If it's not familiar enough, can you lean in more? That's number one. Number two, where can I make today more aligned choices, aligned with this, with that version of me that I'm here to manifest? And get uncomfortable, my dear. Get your mind open and create that greater level of energetic alignment. This is the name of the game. I'd love to hear your takeaways from this. I'd love to hear that one thing, one choice, one really aligned choice and misaligned with your current self that is going to help you to super accelerate everything. What is it going to be? What next aligned choice are you making? I will love hear it in the comments below. And for now, I will love you and leave you, and I will see you next time. So much love. Bye-bye.